Hey, it's Kevin and Audrey talking about Houston's Little Heroes and the amazing work that Texas Children's Hospital does. And, it's our pleasure to really bring these stories to you about the families that use Texas Children's Hospital for their services and the incredible stories that are the impact that Texas Children's brings in our community right here in our own backyard here in Houston. When we think about all the great work that Texas Children's Hospital does, Audrey, one of the things that comes to the top of my mind and to a lot of people that live here in Houston is the work they do with children that are ill with big diseases like cancer.
Yeah.
And there are so many other stories to tell, which is why I'm so excited to talk to Jasmine and Jermaine Hill about the story of their child, Jackson.
They have a very rare story, too.
This is an incredible tale. And, there are a lot of stories about the work that Texas Children's does with cancer, but tell us about Jackson's issue and what you discovered with your little baby. And can you walk us through that story?
Absolutely. When Jackson was about 3 months old, we started noticing his eyes were different, especially in color. It was bluish, grayish, and cloudy looking. And also listening to people around us saying, "Oh, your baby has pretty eyes, pretty blue eyes." So it really kind of made us start thinking, especially my mom, which is Jackson's grandmother. She was very persistent, saying it was something wrong with his eyes.
Mamas always know. They always know.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we took him to Texas Children's Hospital, and that's when he was diagnosed with glaucoma. Of course, as parents, it was very rare, and of course, we didn't understand what does it mean for a baby to have glaucoma, because when you think about glaucoma,
you think older
people.
That's something grandmas and grandpas get. Not our children, right?
Yeah.
This
Correct.
is pediatric glaucoma. Is the condition that Jackson had?
Yes, it's so according to Dr. Bleeden, it was congenital glaucoma. He was actually born with it, but we actually didn't notice it until months later.
Yeah.
And how does this condition affect his eyesight, and what sort of things other than the color of his eyes were symptomatic of Jackson's condition?
Well, in this condition, if it's not treated, he will gradually lose his vision. And of course, he's going to be nearsighted the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So, his prescription will change throughout time. So I believe a few more months, we have to change his current prescription after he visit his other doctor for his prescriptions.
So how did they treat him? What were they doing to make it so he can see, or to fix his eyes?
He had initially 2 surgeries. The first one was not successful, but the second one, Dr. Bleeder installed tube shunts inside his eyes. So what it does, it helped the drainage of the fluid from his eyes. And what happens was, if that fluid is not properly released from his eyeballs, it builds up pressure.
Okay.
And that pressure will damage the optic nerve that's in the back of the eyeball. And if that is destroyed, then you lose your eyesight.
Yeah.
Y'all two know so much about this condition now. You probably could have a medical degree in glaucoma, right? As parents who went through this and who have been working with the amazing medical staff at Texas Children's, what does that mean to you as parents to have some of the best doctors in the country right here in Houston and have access to that?
In the beginning, it was very, we were nervous. We were scared,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
hoping, wondering what our child's life is going to be like now that we know we have glaucoma. But, the recent doctor's visits, and which were successful each, we feel very confident that as long as he continues to be treated by Texas Children's Hospital, that he's going to live a healthy life. He's going to see life with complete clarity as he do now.
That's awesome. Something that I think that's really cool that people don't know about this case with glaucoma is Texas Children's is one of the only hospitals in the nation that can even treat it here in H-Town. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
It's so rare.
And for Dr. Bleeden, we were blessed to have Dr. Bleeden as a doctor, because we were told that Dr. Bleeden is the top ophthalmologist for Texas Children's Hospital. And our son was blessed to have her to
do
perform
it.
on his surgeries.
Yeah.
And of course, when he was 3 months old, with him being our first child, it was very nerve-wracking and very a scary time to give your child to medical staff.
Yeah.
Of course, they tell us about the anesthesia and the things you just kind of worry about. But after so many times of going to Texas Children's Hospital, we feel very confident that he's being treated, and we have the best medical staff that's treating him.
So have they become family in a way?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
After surgeries, the nurses, they recognize us. At first, when he was really younger, they recognized Jackson because of the golden pacifier. They're like,
Yes.
oh, there go that baby. So they do recognize us, and I just feel very comfortable going to Texas Children's.
How old is Jackson now?
Now he is 21 months.
Oh my gosh.
Not yet 2.
He's just approaching 2 years old. 3 months old is when this
Started.
major life-changing event was discovered by you.
Yes.
Yes.
And Texas Children's has been there during this entire time, holding your hand and helping Jackson face this crisis with you.
Yes.
And in that interim, you have developed that family-type relationship with the medical staff. The doctors have been there for you. And your child is not facing a lifetime of blindness because of them.
I
That's
think-
an incredible feeling.
I mean, early indications when the glaucoma was discovered, Dr. Bleeden even pushed his appointment up the way we can have treatments sooner, because at that time, I think they said that initially the next opening was going to be in November, but she made it a way to where I think within 2 weeks he was able to go in for his surgery.
Yes.
That's rare. A lot of
Yeah.
times, as we know, like in the medical field, things happen and sometimes you get pushed back and you wait a long time. And for them to take the time to do that, that's that's amazing.
And glaucoma is something that you really don't want to wait for.
Yeah.
So if there are parents that are listening right now, they've got something instinctively that they think may be wrong with their child. They don't know what it is. Maybe it's their eyesight. Maybe it's something their child, their infant is not acting right, something that's deviating out from the norm. Maybe they've got their mother that's in their ear saying, that child ain't acting right. Maybe you should do something. What would be your advice for what they should do, what kind of medical care they should seek, who they should talk to?
Number one, always speak to your pediatrician. That was the first step. We talked to our pediatrician, and she noticed his eyes were different in color, and she was the one to refer us to the ophthalmologist. And also, just go with your gut instincts. Us parents, we know our children. You know something is wrong. Not just the color of his eyes. We also started noticing if we put toys in front of him or move the toys to the side, he wouldn't follow.
He didn't
the
track.
toy. He didn't track the toys.
toys.
And it started to become something for us to be aware about. Like, okay, something is wrong.
Yeah.
And especially in broad daylight, he even to this day, because of glaucoma, he cannot take direct sun. He has to have prescription sunglasses, to be outside.
Yeah.
So it's just certain things we notice with our children. And of course, when you have outside world telling you things, it's just best to go to your pediatrician, talk to your doctor, talk to someone with a medical degree, of course, and just go from there.
I was going to say how impressed I was that you were able to identify it and take action. You know, taking action with a child that nothing's wrong. I mean, lots of parents probably just say, my baby's fine, my baby's perfect,
They'll
my baby's
grow out
fine.
of it,
It's
especially that young.
My
Yeah.
baby's
Grow out of
fine.
it.
It's just, and especially when, you do a little Googling like we all do. And
Oh, yeah.
nothing pops up because this is so rare. And it's to me, this was all meant to be the way it was supposed to happen. You found the right medical professionals that were supposed to be in your child's life. You got him the treatment that he needed at the right exact moment. Dr. Bleeden and Texas Children's Team were here exactly where they needed to be. Your support team, your church, your family, all of those things came together to give your child the exact outcome that needed to happen. And we're so grateful that we could help tell your story today. And thank you so much again, guys, for being here for that.
Thank you.